found himself as a very unlikely WWE superstar on the ECW on Sci-Fi show in late 2007 and early 2008. Colin was victimized by many of the larger athletes in WWE until a man named Tommy Dreamer came to Colin's rescue. Rather than appreciate Tommy's efforts, rather than look to the veteran for advice, Colin labeled Tommy a loser, refused to follow his path, and shortly after Colin made that decision, Colin was fired from WWE. Colin has that still sticking in the back of his mind and could undo a lot of negativity in his mind with a victory here. Of violence, Tommy Dreamer, the man synonymous with ECW over the years, now currently of the House of Hardcore organization. Tommy saw promise, saw potential in Colin, and extended a hand to help Colin out. Gave Colin a friend in a land when Colin had nothing. And Dreamer felt very personally wronged that Colin Delaney figuratively spit on that hand of Tommy Dreamer. Dreamer handily disposed of Colin Delaney on Colin's way out the door in WWE, but Colin has not let that issue lie. Colin had a challenge and a statement to Tommy Dreamer a month ago. Colin looking to right some wrongs, and apparently Colin looks at Tommy Dreamer as one of the biggest wrongs of his career. Colin was 21 years old when he was in WWE. Dreamer had been wrestling almost as long as Colin had been alive at that point.
Very true.
And for Colin to disrespect Tommy Dreamer like that and to label Tommy a loser, say, quote, Tommy, you're a loser. You'll just teach me how to be another loser. I don't want to be a loser. I don't want to follow your path.
Well, Colin made a decision. And you can agree or disagree with it. But, you know, he has kept going. I wouldn't call Colin Delaney a loser since then. He's done well for himself up and down the road.
It's absolutely true.
Yeah, I mean, he may not be in the WWE, but that isn't necessarily the benchmark of success.
No, not at all. But Colin certainly did not succeed there as a direct result of his decisions with Tommy Dreamer. And I think an interesting comparison can be made to the fact that Colin Delaney and Keith Hart have had a recent relationship which saw those roles reversed. Colin as the mentor, Keith as the loser, in Colin's words. Keith Hart was the student, the protege, and Colin said, quote, Keith, I dumped you because while I was following a loser in WWE, Keith, you were content staying a loser in IWC, and that's why I left you. Colin's got some serious relationship issues here that he thinks everybody around him, from mentor to rookie and everywhere in between, can't measure up to Colin's lofty expectations. That's not healthy. And Colin a lot more hesitant than he was in the ring all alone last month when he called Tommy's name from several hundred miles away.
Well, we are talking about Tommy Dreamer, the innovator of violence here. This may be playing right into Colin Delaney's plan. Yeah, you take a guy known for hardcore fighting and you know, the ECW style, try and frustrate him a little. Don't let him get his hands on you. And see him get flustered.
This is Extreme Rules. Anything goes. Hardcore match, ECW style, whatever you want to call it. Neither man going to that well yet. And certainly when Colin was in ECW, it wasn't necessarily the most extreme of environments, although Colin was more often than not bandaged up from pretty much head to toe. So the extreme stipulation, in my estimation, heavily favors Tommy. Let's see if we can pick up this audio. Colin bad-mouthing Dreamer to his face. Pulling his punk card.
To be fair, he said it behind his back. He'll say it to his face.
And Colin takes over. What do you think has to happen in this match, Jay Worth, for Colin Delaney to leave this building happy?
My guess would be he'd have to beat Tommy, then beat Keith Hott again, and then probably have everyone show up and give him a high five.
Dreamer catches Colin in midair. The fallaway slam. And now Tommy, in his element, two-time former ECW champion.
I know about the red and the green mist, but the clear mist I'm not sure on that.
Well, I think that's more of a receipt for the disparaging remarks of Colin Delaney.
And I think Tommy just told everyone, get out of the way.
Yeah, but the problem is he telegraphed his plans to Colin as well when he did that.
Whoa.
And Colin backed up to the outside. And now we're brawling in the crowd.
You knew it'd end up here eventually.
Maybe they'll tip over Virgil's table.
I don't know. I think, is Virgil still here?
I hope not. It's right next to my table, too. But Colin may not need a table. He may need a gurney after this match. Dreamer taking Colin on the scenic tour. Face first into those bleachers. And back to ringside. I don't think this is how Colin expected this challenge to end up.
Yeah, well, to be fair, it was Colin who said, let's make this Extreme Rules.
Again, to your point about the luck of the challenger. A sickening thud, thanks to an unidentifiable fan sign, which may have had a little something special hidden inside it. We've seen Dreamer go that route before. Did Dreamer just pick up one of the Dylan Bostic hot dogs?
I was wondering what it was.
And Colin gets a taste of his own medicine.
Looks like Colin got a bonus in that paycheck.
That could have been the same hot dog that was in Dylan Bostic's mouth. Let's think about that.
Still a good hot dog.
Excuse me? Suplex time. Oh, Dreamer could end this right away. There's no padding on that floor. There's a covering. But that protects the floor, not the competitors. Colin hanging on. Able to clothesline Dreamer on that top rope.
And here we go.
Colin got up, fly! The suicide dive sends Dreamer into the front row. And Dreamer, for the first time in this contest, is reeling.
Really, Colin needs to rely on his strengths now, which right now against Tommy Dreamer is the speed.
And Colin is getting out over 8 years of frustration. 8 years of feeling less than. 8 years of feeling shamed. Feeling like Tommy Dreamer was a loser. Highly subjective opinion. One not shared by many other here, if any at all. except perhaps my colleague to my left.
Well,
Delaney drops the leg. Dreamer's head may have bounced off the frame of that ring under that canvas. There's no give in that section of a ring.
trying to make Tommy a little prettier.
Well,
oh,
Colin, firm control of the situation now. Colin, no appreciation, no respect. Colin wouldn't be a tag champion without Keith Hart. He quickly forgot that. He would have never gotten his WWE contract without Tommy Dreamer. He forgot about that. Dreamer helped Colin beat Armando Estrada to earn his spot in that on that ECW brand.
oh,
Dreamer hadn't forgotten. And Colin gets the foot up.
oh!
Jeez.
And that could be it.
Colin with a modified stunner. Dreamer going to be pinned.
Keep Tommy down. Don't let Tommy get up. If Tommy gets up, you have to put space between you and him. Colin has the speed. He needs to use that to his advantage.
Colin has done an excellent job of negating Tommy's strengths. It has not been a brawl. It has not been wild. It has only briefly made its way into the masses of people. And now Colin, missing with the elbow. Dreamer sidesteps, and now an opening for the innovator of violence.
Delaney hurting. Trying to shake some life back into that arm. You saw him try and pull himself up there, and he didn't have it yet. Had to do it both hands.
Dreamer with a foot up. And that space that was created between Colin and Dreamer allows the veteran to recover.
And here we go.
There's that hardcore spirit. Dreamer biting the flesh of Colin Delaney. Can't taste worse than that hot dog. Dreamer with a neck breaker. Colin Delaney in trouble. Dreamer on top, 2-0.
And Tommy rolling out of the ring. You'd think he'd press it at his advantage right now.
You got to believe if Dreamer maybe a little shaken up, a little bit more injured than we thought, thanks to Colin.
Where's he going?
That's a good question.
Is there? There's no count.
Tommy Dreamer has. Oh, it's Extreme Rules. There's no count out.
Did you hear that?
Here we go. Tommy Dreamer just found his wheelhouse.
Looks like he was going to press his advantage.
And now Tommy Dreamer takes the proceedings to the extreme.
Cookie 10. Serving tray, I should say. My apologies.
Well, I don't think we need to say what Tommy served up there, did we? Dreamer digging for toys. Hello.
Oh,
I've heard of get the hook before. That's a bit of a new meaning.
pressed hard on the hamstring. Oh!
The pump handle candy cane throw. And now, Dreamer as an...
Oh, the shades of Jim Cornette!
He had an Eminem playing a saxophone, because why wouldn't he? And then the tennis racket, perhaps loaded, perhaps not, depending if it came from Louisville, Kentucky. Dreamer asking for a chair. Watch Colin. Colin, not enough time to mount a counter offense.
Nope.
Smart block by Delaney. Oh! Drop toe hold. Colin drops Tommy.
Right into the back of that chair.
Yeah, Tommy's head first. Collided with the back of that sturdy wooden chair. Colin's going to take this. Colin, no. And Colin thought that was it.
Tommy clearly did not. Tommy, a veteran of having his head rammed into things. It's going to take a little more than that.
Shock and awe in the face of Colin, who has that serving tray.
Oh!
Scrambles the brains of Dreamer.
Well, we have a second serving tray. Could we see a one-man serving toe? No! Rapid fire.
Before he could recover from the first one, here comes the second. And Colin
up to the second rope.
going to take a chance. And the ropes have not been Colin's friend. Tommy Dreamer at one point was, and this is where we ended up. The old Kevin Sullivan, the tree of woe.
Colin, not enough strength to get himself back out.
Completely tangled, upside down. Dreamer with the trash can. We know what's next. And Colin never saw it coming.
To be fair, he had a trash can in his face.
Colin
15 minutes on by this contest. 15 minutes.
out on his feet. Dreamer went for the DDT, but Colin countered.
Quick to the top. Big elbow.
Got it that time. Third time to toe. No. All half a count away. And every near fall, Colin gets a little more out of sorts, a little more shocked. In Colin's mind, he believes he has this won, but Dreamer has proven him wrong.
He needs to get up and do something, quit thinking about doing something. He has Tommy Dreamer down. Take advantage. And ask and ye shall receive.
Talk about an advantage. Talk about an equalizer. Dreamer may have brought the trash can, but Colin had a plan stashed away of his own.
Colin Delaney is going to attempt to out-extreme one of the keystones of extreme wrestling.
The fans want the table, but perhaps not for the same end result that Colin would like. Delaney clearing space.
And Tommy's slow to his feet.
I think this is, in Delaney's mind, this is Colin's shining moment. This is a moment Colin's waited since 2008 to perpetuate. The decimation of a perceived loser in the eyes of Colin Delaney. But Tommy Dreamer, as has been the staple of his career, will not stay down.
And Tommy, I think, maybe playing possum off of that racket shot.
And both men with an extremely rough landing. Their bodies shatter the table. And perhaps just shatter, period.
I would question whether or not Tommy had that spaced right, but because although while it looked like Tommy went through most of it, Colin went through the edge, and frankly, going from edge to ring, especially right at the back of the shoulders, it hurts. It's very dangerous.
But to your point, Tommy, a lot taken out of the Innovator of Violence as well, and Colin to his feet first.
And now the two trading punches. When all else fails, just see who can slug the longest.
That's not a bet I would take if I was in the Delaney camp. Little flip-flop and fly, if you will.
Oh! Right in the mommy-daddy button.
My
Well,
God.
not right in it, indirectly in it.
Dreamer driver, Spicoli driver. By any name, it usually signals the end. Oh, Colin downstairs.
All legal.
Oh, Dreamer head first. Dreamer had no way to
There it
protect
is.
himself. Dreamer's unconscious. Dreamer's unconscious. Colin Delaney won.
Colin Delaney. Colin Delaney said he was going to put his feud with Tommy Dreamer to bed, and he did just that.
Colin Delaney beat Tommy Dreamer at Tommy Dreamer's own game. Colin went back to the land of extreme with the man who bled and sweat more for that brand, more for that style than any other before or since. And Colin, the extremely cute wrestler, the little kid bandaged up on the Sci-Fi Network, just beat a bona fide extreme legend.
I want to point out, Colin Delaney actually looked shocked that he won. The level of surprise on his face when he got out of the ring, there was no, I knew I had it the whole time. He's shocked he won, and he should be. He walked into Tommy Dreamer's own house and walked out the victor.
8 years of mental anguish, 8 years of carrying that baggage. Colin Delaney, will he finally let it go, or will he be even more unbearable from here?